Okay, in this video we're going to be discussing the discussions. So there's 3 graded discussions in the course. Each class discussion will require you to compose an initial post by Sunday of the first week assigned for that discussion, and replies by Sunday of the second week assigned, as mentioned in the course outline. There's no course outline. I need to delete that. There's no course outline that I provided in the syllabus. But I provide what to do in each week, as I showed in the last video. So yeah, so as outlined, kind of like, let's see here. No, let's go here. Okay, so week 1 and 2 discussion, submit initial post. Make sure you submit by Sunday of, by July 15th, submit your initial post. And then submit your replies to the week 1 and 2 discussion by the end of week 2, which is right here. Submit replies. So kind of keep track of what to do each week, and you'll be in good shape. And I'll explain some more in the course in a minute. For further details, please watch the discussions welcome video. Yeah. There's one other thing I wanted to mention about the MyOpenMath. Anyways, you're going to be watching these videos anyway, so just it kind of applies to the last video. I should have mentioned this. There is a 2-day grace period, so things are due on Sunday, but there's a firm due date, and the assignment will officially close on Tuesday. So the reason I did this, the reason I made the MyOpenMath assignments due close on Tuesday rather than Sunday is that some students may ask questions on Sunday or during the weekend, and I may not be able to get that to them until maybe Monday. So I can answer your questions on Monday, and then that'll give you a chance to submit your assignments based on any questions you have. I understand some students can't work until the weekend, so that's why I made the firm due date on Tuesday. But try to keep up and not get behind. Yeah. Anyways, and there's no grace period for week 8 assignments because the course is done on Sunday. So, okay. So, anyways, back to the discussions. Yeah, there's not much else here. Let's go back to the course. Your graded discussions are located in towards the top of the course here, under graded discussions. Above all the weeks, you'll see graded discussions. And so there's 3 graded discussions: week 1 and 2 discussion, week 3 and 4 discussion, and week 6 and 7 discussion. So you'll see the week 1 and 2 discussion, and I mentioned 25% of your grade is for the discussions, and how that breaks down is the week 1 and 2 discussion is worth 5%, week 3 and 4 is 10%, and week 6 and 7 is 10% of your total grade. So that adds up to 25%. And so I just wanted you to be aware of that. And the week 1 and 2 discussion, the reason it's worth 5% of your grade is because the first phase, your initial post, is just an intro, and then your challenge post, you won't be able to access this until you submit your initial post. But you'll submit your initial post in here, and then you'll be able to reply to the challenge post. And just to go into the instructions about this, let's see here. Step 1, introduce yourself. So step 1 is your initial post. Complete. So here's step 1 and 2. Step 2, you just have to do this. You don't really have to reply to this. But step 1, where you actually make your initial post, you're going to be answering these. And then step 2 is you just make sure you do all these different things. But step 3 is your challenge post from the instructor. So step 3, the challenge post is located here. And you'll notice that you'll reply to a couple questions based on the first letter of your last name, and you'll find your last name here, and or the letter of your last name, and do the appropriate problems. So that's what the challenge posts look like, and actually your initial posts for the other discussions. So let's take a look. Go back here and notice that, okay, this is the discussion rubric. This is how it breaks down of how much each discussion grade is broken down. So, this is worth 5% of your grade, but that 5% is broken down like this. So your initial post is worth half of your week 1 and 2 discussion grade, timeliness of your initial post, interactive replies to like other students, worth 15%, and then your challenge post is worth 25%. So your challenge post is worth quite a bit. Anyways, let's look at week 3 and 4 discussion. So your initial post here is similar to your challenge post from week 1 and 2 discussion, and you'll find your last name, the first letter of your last name, and do the problem, and that will be your initial post. And make sure that you'll perform the hypothesis down here, and make sure you report the following steps. So you have to do the steps as mentioned at the top here when you do your problem. So make sure you do each of these steps in your initial post. And then we'll go in here, and then you'll notice after you submit your initial post, you'll have a challenge, and that will be due at the end of the second week. Keep in mind the due dates of your challenge post, end of the second week of the discussion, and your initial post is the end of the first week. So yeah, you'll just do another problem involving a different concept. And week 5 and 6 discussion is very similar, or week 6 and 7. So you'll find your problem, submit your initial post, make sure you answer these parts in your initial post, and then go in here, challenge post, make sure you you submit all these parts to your problem. And yeah, so that's kind of the flow of the discussions. And the interaction replies is where you respond to some other student, and you kind of just compare your results with their results, and just interact, and you say, oh yeah, this looks good, I had the same results, and compare results. If there's anything different, what I really want to see is find the differences and see, you discuss, oh, maybe I did it wrong, it looks like you did it right, maybe I did it right, just kind of figure out if you did something wrong. Make sure you have a lot of details of your initial post, so the students can tell, or I can tell how you got your results. So let me know if you have any concerns about this in the discussions. This is how it's broken down. Hopefully this makes sense. It can be a little confusing at first maybe, so just make sure you follow the steps. And like here, your initial post is due at the end of the first week of the discussion, and your reply, step 2, is your reply to interaction reply, due at the end of the second week, week 4, and step 3 is the challenge post, due at the end of the second week, week 4. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any other concerns, and I'll be more than happy to help.